century and a half ago, it would have taken the thousands of soldiers who ended up here in Cold Harbor probably 3 days to cover the ground that I just covered in an hour. So many of them arrived here not knowing that they would never leave this area alive. I'll be remembering those guys as I uncover the relics that are still here just below the soil.
Alright, I've made a decision that may or may not be the smartest thing I've done. I decided to move and come to a different location where I have not found as many bullets as I've been finding, but I've found buttons in this spot. And we'll see if that was a smart move or a dumb move as we go along here today. No, I think that's just a little piece of camp lead. I've hunted all the way around this field and only one little piece of camp lead so far. Yeah, there's another piece of camp lead. Okay, so this is interesting. It is just a whisper of a target, but it sounds righteous. Wow, it's even weaker. So let's take a look. Oh, I see green for sure. But what in the world is that? What is that green thing right there? It's round. Is it a shotgun shell? What is that? So far, I have no idea what I'm looking at. All I know is right now it's brass and it ain't a button. I mean, it's got an old patina, but it could just as easily be some kind of farm equipment. I mean, I had an initial thought like top of a powder flask or something, and it may be that. I don't know what that is. Look at that. What is that thing? And I've got another mouse whisper here, just barely audible. It's not much there, but it does feel like something's there. What's that? Is that a bullet? Sure is. Man, that was a deep bullet. Dropped 3-ringer, and just nothing but a whisper at the surface. All right, there's our first bullet of the day. I think that might be a bullet. Okay. So it's something with a little depth to it. Dig carefully. There's a nail. Okay, something else still in there. I don't know. Let's see if we've got more nail or if we've got a better target down below that nail. Okay. Something in there. Yeah, we definitely got iron in the hole. Oh yeah, there's more in there. What do you reckon that is? Just a piece of wire? Alright, I'm hearing more. Okay, something on this side of the hole. Okay, right there, and I do believe I see a little green. Olivia Murdoch. Perhaps. I see green. Right at the end of that piece of straw. Right there, that little dark spot. Looks like a little green to me. That looks like a button, Olivia. I hope so. That definitely looks like a button, doesn't it? Is it a button? I think it's a flat button. So we're probably talking, early 1800s, and easily could have been worn by a soldier in the Civil War. But what a good lesson here. Found that iron stuff. I could have just kicked the dirt back in the hole and kept going. All right, first button of the day. I'm getting something right there, but not good. I can't decide whether I like it or not. Yeah, just a little iron nail or spike or something. The numbers and mostly the sound would lead me to believe there's a Civil War bullet down here. Uh-oh. All right, out of the hole. So it was shallow. Uh-oh. I see a little teeny bit of green right there. Just a little green pin of some kind. I'm not excited about this one either. I'm close by where I dug that little brass pin. What is it? Oh, it's just a buck. Alright, that's why it didn't sound too exciting. This one sounds completely righteous. I believe we have a Civil War bullet here. I chunked something white there, which is a bullet. And like I said, I didn't expect to dig as many as I've been digging in the last few videos. Aluminum foil, not what we were hoping for. No, not too deep. It's at the bottom of the hole, so maybe 8 inches or so. Alright, nothing. Oh, I see some white. Is that a lead? I believe that's lead right there. Alright, that's a 69 caliber round ball. This is an early war sight, so that's not unexpected. Sounds really good, and just exactly like a Civil War bullet. You see him right there? Alright, there's another 3-ringer. I can't find anything in Civil War maps that indicates what exactly happened here. This is one of those places that you stumble on. A tiny little piece of wire. Golly. That did not pay off at all, did it? This idea of coming out here to find some military buttons has not panned out. Okay, sounds like there's something right down here, and it does sound like a bullet to me. Uh-oh. Look what I see. Daggone shotgun shell. Okay, I just dug that shotgun shell, and this sounds exactly like that shotgun shell sounded. So, probably another shotgun shell. The problem with shotgun shells is they sound just like buttons. I can hear it on the pinpointer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my. I see green. Olivia Murdoch, I see green right there. Oh, that looks like a button to me. Oh yeah, that's a Civil War button. First glance, looks like New York. Okay, it's got a really good stand-up shank on the back. Not bent, not pushed. Great condition. And that is a New York. There's our military button we came out here to find. And I'm getting a loud signal here. Sure enough, that's iron. Wow, that one really fooled me. There was something else in there. We found iron, but we didn't find everything because there's more in there. More iron. Man. Big piece of iron in the bottom. That appears to be a fence post. But on this one, I've got to say, I really don't know what to expect. All I can say is it's a repeatable signal. This is so weird. when you open a hole up and the signal is much, much weaker. Okay, now it's sounding like a bullet. Oh no, I see rust. Again, I see rust. Maybe it is a bullet and it just so happened that there was a nail in there with it. Okay, it looks like I see where a bullet fell out, yeah. I noticed when I pulled the shovel out that cavity with some white patina and it looked like a bullet had fallen out of it. Right there. So I was right, it is a bullet. Beautiful white patina on that one, isn't it? Alright, I went back over it with the detector and I'm getting a really strong signal in my dirt pile. Looky there. So there was another, that's 2 bullets out of this hole. I wonder if this is going to end up being a multi-bullet hole. And I'm getting a real weak signal still down here. Yeah, there it is, I think. I think maybe I got at least one more in there. There's something in there. Yeah, I'm right on it right there. Olivia Murdoch. I so see green. What we know so far is that we've pulled 2 bullets out of this hole. We may have a button. Talked a little bit about Olivia this hunt. She is one of my viewers, and she is the lovely daughter of Jake Murdoch. I'll put his information on the screen. Jake Murdoch is the fastest relic hunter on earth. I was talking to him the other day, and he said that Olivia found a penny, and she looked down and she said, I see green. That's a coat-sized military button for sure. Got to be. Looks like a New York at first glance. Let's see. Yeah, that's a New York. I can see the shield already, I think. But it's a pretty one. Look at that. Perfect stand-up shank. But anyway, how about that? Those 2 bullets and a perfect New York coat button in the same hole. That, my friends, was a very productive hole. This signal sounded better, but I wanted to get the junk out of the way first so I could hear it better. To be honest, it sounds a lot like a button. And there it is. Another New York cuff. Hot diggity dog. Look at that. Is that just a... Yeah, that's just a face, it looks like. Looks like the back is missing. The back has come off at some point. Okay, guess what? I went over that dirt pile again, and there's another signal, and it's a good signal, in the dirt pile. So is that the back of that New York cuff? Look what I see right there. There's the back. There's the back of that New York cuff. How cool. All right, 3 military buttons. 2 of them dang perfect. And a matched pair. And this is a matched trio. I took a break and went back to the truck to get something to drink. But I left a signal here. I can't remember what it sounded like. Yep, just a buck. That's why I didn't like it. This is a Civil War bullet. I'm sure of it. And if it's not a Civil War bullet, I'll just edit this out and won't show you. But I'm not wrong. That's a bullet. Another 3-ringer. Pretty patina on it. Uh-oh, look at there. That looks like the white patina of a bullet to me. There's a nice 3-ringer. Alright, right there. Maybe it is a bullet. It sure didn't give me a very good signal. Yep, there it is. That's a bullet, I think. Right there it is. That's a pretty one too. This sound I do like. It's a pretty good signal. Okay, there we go. There's a Civil War bullet. I'm sure you see it right there. This ground in Cold Harbor is so good to relics. This sounds like a deep bullet to me. Another 3-ringer. I don't know how many that is. I know it's well over double digits. I don't think I'm going to go too much longer. I have Bible study tonight. I got about 20 guys that come to my barn every Wednesday night for Bible study. Then I'm going to hunt my way back to the truck and go on home. Yeah, I think we got a bullet. All right. Another nice looking 3-ringer. Yeah, I think that's going to be a piece of trash. That's a terrible sounding signal now. Yeah, 22 shell. First one of those I found. Okay, I'm hunting my last few feet to the truck, and it's been a really good day. Thanks for joining me on today's relic hunt. Of course, I found one flat button and a trifecta of 3 matched New York buttons, a coat button, and 2 cuff buttons. But I found something interesting today, and I thought it would be a good time to talk about them just a little bit. I found that round brass thing that I wasn't certain about. I thought maybe it could possibly be the top of a powder flask. Now, this powder flask cap is so small, it was most certainly for a small pistol. And you might say, well, why would there be a need for powder flasks in the Civil War? You would have had to carry a small flask of black powder to reload your pistol if you had a pistol. And it was commonplace in the Civil War for soldiers to carry a boot pistol as sort of a plan B. Having that little pistol could mean the difference between life and death. My dad found a little brass boot pistol made in Richmond years ago on a battlefield. I'm going to show it to you now. And this is just a little brass single-shot percussion pistol in about a .45 caliber. And this one is quite amazing because it still works. If you'll watch, you can cock it and you can fire it. So that's the difference between relics found in the 1950s and 60s and the ones found today. Daddy was able to make this pistol functional again. Now, I have a little small powder flask in my collection. I'm going to show it to you now. This one has an eagle motif on it, and it's kind of got a copper color, but you might be able to see at the top of the powder flask what that one that I found would have looked like when it was still functional. It would not have been unusual at all for a Civil War soldier to carry a little boot pistol. If you enjoyed what you saw today, I hope you'll subscribe to the Battlefield Walker channel. I hope you'll be back with me next Friday when the next Battlefield Walker video will be released. Until we see each other again, be good and say your prayers.